if the Vikings win, do they have to play the Lions again?
No, not yet. That would probably be a
I mean,
conference.
they might.
They could.
They could, yeah.
It's possible.
Yeah, they could.
If the Bucks
Yeah.
and the Bucks and the Eagles win.
Guys, this is content we're losing.
No, I'm recording. Oh, give me an intro.
What?
Hello, welcome to Bare Minimum Sports. It is NFL playoff time, and
Yeah.
I have with me Kyle, Xavier, your two fabulous hosts during the winter sports episode, and now adding Kris.
Hi,
Are
guys.
we ready for some football?
So I thought it'd be a fun little video if we were to predict how the NFL playoffs go. So as you can tell, I have the bracket right here, and we're gonna go jump from each game from top to bottom and go from there. So without further ado, let's start with the Broncos and Bills. Now, I don't know if you guys want to debate or just decide, or like who wants to say one way or the other, or just one at a time. Because I have my pick already. I'm curious what your guys' picks are.
I definitely have my pick already.
I think we're maybe all unison. When does this game play? Is it
This is
11,
Sunday
12,
afternoon. This is 1 p.m. Eastern on Sunday.
10 a.m.
All right, so it's
Western.
morning game on the 12th.
Yeah, your guys' morning game.
Anybody
I mean,
going for the
I'll-
Broncos? That should be my first question. Is anybody going for the Broncos here?
I'm not saying I'm outright saying
Like,
Now,
I don't.
I give Bo Nix a lot of praise this season.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Rookie quarterback making to a wild card team.
Yeah. Making the
So,
Broncos relevant.
yeah,
That's a lot.
having relevance to
Wait.
Super Bowl 50.
That
with
doesn't
Peyton
answer my
Manning.
question.
okay, so I haven't watched. Admittedly, I haven't watched as much football this year. I've just had other stuff to do. But
Fair.
from what I've seen, I don't know, man. I think the Broncos can do it. Do I think they will do it? It's debatable. But since it's debatable, I guess I have to go with the Bills. But I think the Broncos will definitely give them a run for their money. Bo Nix playing like he played in college football for 5 years. You love to see it.
Yeah.
But I think the Bills are just top to bottom probably the better team.
Yeah. I think this Bills team is. I feel like they're some of the best Bills like gameplay. I mean, Josh Allen this season has
Josh
just been
Allen.
phenomenal.
Allen has having a good season.
But we have
on
to
and
see
off the
now.
field.
We have to see now. Can Josh Allen do it in the
That's true.
playoffs? Because
That's
he
true.
has not done it yet. Well, actually,
He's
no.
won a game.
That's not being fair to him because he's performed really well in the playoffs. They just get unlucky against the Chiefs. The first time.
True. Well, yeah. I mean, yeah. Literally the reason we have the new rule in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
Wait, was it new this season or last season?
last season.
I believe
Last
it was
season.
New to this
Last.
season.
It was
Or
last.
Was
It
it?
was. It was last
Yeah, it was
season.
last
Last
season.
season, we made our
Is it-
first
we-
overtime
yeah.
goals for Super
was-
Bowl.
So am I
That's
sliding
right.
them
It was
over?
It was the playoffs before that we all watched that game at my
I'm
place.
just gonna slide them all over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, speaking
Yeah,
of,
I mean-
guys, what happened to the Niners, dude?
Let's move on.
Yeah.
So now we're gonna head over to Packers and Eagles.
Hmm.
Are we still in Toyota?
No.
Huh?
Have you guys heard about the Jordan Love and Toyotathon? How he plays well during Toyotathon?
Not heard about that.
I have
No?
not.
There is this weird rumor that during the Toyotathon, Jordan Love from like an MVP caliber quarterback. Like he's nearly perfect during the month of Toyotathon.
Interesting.
Okay.
I feel like
I
for
don't
me
know how he's
personally,
gonna play outside of it.
yeah. I mean, I feel like for me personally, like I mean, obviously Jordan Love played really well last year in the playoffs in that first game, but like
Loved that.
I think it's another situation where this Eagles team has just been fantastic this season.
I mean, not the whole season.
But for a lot of it.
I mean, the latter half of the season.
Especially recently, that team has been, you know, I feel like the Eagles have a good shot.
I don't know, I feel like this could be one of the only upsets in the first round.
What do you mean upset?
I don't know, man. I'm side eyeing the Vikings, bro. I'm side eyeing the Vikings
I
because
must
the
say
Buccaneers are
I have an
sneaky
upset
good.
that I'm looking at. I have an upset I'm looking at.
I am
Buccaneers
too.
are sneaky good, and so are the Chargers too.
Yeah, but as far as the Eagles and Packers go, we
I
leaning
I
Eagles.
I would say the
Yeah,
Eagles personally. I think the
yeah.
Eagles. I think
I think, yeah, I think Eagles. Again, from what I've seen, they just look dominant. Saquon literally looks like a video game character.
True.
they
like
they won against the
literally
Packers this
pulled him
year.
out of. Huh?
They beat the Packers this year.
They did,
Barely.
yeah.
They inched out their first game
I
of
mean, the
first
Packers
game
are
of the
good,
season.
man. The Packers
Yeah.
are good,
Oh, yeah. Lot of
but I
future
just think
for
the
team.
Eagles are better.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's move on to Steelers at Ravens.
This is my upset, I think.
You think so?
I think I love Lamar Jackson. You know I love Lamar Jackson. But I feel like is Russ is still quarterback, right? Or is it
Yeah,
someone else?
he's still the
Yeah.
quarterback.
Okay. I think Russ inches it out. I think Russ shows up. I think the Steelers. I mean, they split the series this season. And the Steelers are, I mean, they've proven that they can, you know. And it's Mike Tomlin. Bro knows how to win.
I mean, he
I
hasn't
think-
won a playoff game in a while though.
Yeah, so I think it's due. So I mean, I think the Steelers might upset the Ravens. I don't want that. I'll say 100%. I don't want that. I absolutely want the Ravens to move on, but I don't know what y'all
Mhm.
think.
I think if the Ravens stick to their run game, you have Lamar Jackson, you have Derrick Henry. Don't do what you did last year and try throwing the ball 50 times in the playoffs. You don't need. There's no need to get benched.
Especially if your defense is going to shut teams out.
Like, just run the ball, and everything else will figure itself out. I think that the Ravens win, but not by much. I think it's a close game. I think it's
Sure.
going to be an ugly game. I'm going to give this one a score prediction. I'm going to say 20-10 Ravens.
I'll
will
get
say-
for score prediction.
I will say, like, looking right now back at the Ravens, like, last 4 games, they're on a run. I mean, 35-14 over the Giants, 34-17 over the Steelers, which obviously, 31-2 over the Texans, and
Yeah.
then 35-10 over the Browns. They're clearly on a roll. So
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
I
I
think
mean,
like
they're
they've
playing
beaten the
really good right
Steelers, They have
now.
the confidence to know that they can beat the Steelers.
And
You know,
of course, what
Steelers,
sucks
did
in
they
this
lose or win the last game?
no, the Ravens. The game. Yeah, they won their
Steelers.
last. The Steelers won their last game.
Okay.
They had
No, they
to, I
didn't.
think. Oh no, did they? No, they lost.
They lost to the
right?
Bengals.
No, I
They've
think they
lost
won.
4 in a
No, they
row.
won. They won. They beat the Browns.
Yeah.
They beat the Browns.
Oh.
Yeah.
You're talking about the
Bengals.
Steelers or
Oh no, they did lose
I'm
to the
sorry.
Bengals. You're right.
I'm talking about Steelers. Wasn't it against the Bengals?
yeah,
Yeah, they did
lost.
lose
They've
to the
lost
Bengals.
4 in a
They lost
row.
by 2.
So I don't know. I'm leaning towards Ravens. I think it's just gonna be another. The number 3 seed is gonna
I
easily
could still
win
see
this
the
one.
Steelers pulling the upset based off of history for both of these franchises, but I'm going to lean towards the Ravens as well.
Yeah, I think you could go either way, but I think the Ravens obviously have the best. Of course, this sucks because, of course, if the Ravens win, that means, as you're showing, it has to be the Ravens and Bills, which is unfortunate.
There we go. All right, moving on to Commanders at Buccaneers.
I think we got a young quarterback with
Yeah, on fire.
Jay Daniels. He's looking good. Baker Mayfield, he's cooking right now, but I think Washington just kind of looks like that hot team coming into the playoffs that could win a game.
I don't think he's ready for the moment.
You don't think, dude? I don't. I mean,
we don't know that yet.
as
We'll
we
see.
were kind of starting to talk about before we started recording, you were kind of saying, Xavier, like you haven't really seen much of the Commanders, and I'm in the same boat. I've just heard about how good the Commanders have been. I haven't really gotten to see them. I haven't really gotten to see how good Davis is, but I know he's cooking. I know man is cooking.
I wouldn't be surprised if they upset the Buccaneers, but I think
And
the
I mean,
Buccaneers are in the spot where like they're probably they are the third best team in the
like
NFC, but
this
a very dangerous squad.
the problem though is like obviously like the Buccaneers won the division, but like
It's
the
not a strong
Buccaneers
division
they've
though.
had a lot of yeah, exactly. It was a really weak division this season. And the Buccaneers had a
As
lot of
always, and
moments. I mean, they yeah, as it's been for a while. Um, Buccaneers did have a lot of moments this season where they very weak moments where they lost to a few really good teams.
yeah, that kind of inconsistency is never good. But
Yeah,
on the flip side, the Buccaneers' offense is one of the best and one of the most fun to watch in the NFL. They have
true.
that the running back Bucky whatever, I forget his last name, but
Alright.
he's a really really good rookie running back. Baker Mayfield's playing really well. Mike Williams has another 1,000-yard season. He's not slowing down. Godwin is still a receiving threat. I think he's not hurt, right?
He's
I don't know
out.
why.
I think still.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, he's
Um,
out for the season.
but like, but yeah, oh yeah, jeez. But yeah, I think the Buccaneers can make I think the Buccaneers make the NFC Championship game.
Same.
I said it. I said it.
Championship game.
I
Wow.
agree.
Yep.
I mean,
We're 50-50.
I'm about to say my vote's for the Commanders. I think they pull it off. I think they've just been on fire.
I go
I don't.
Commanders as well.
I'm going
Ooh,
Tampa
so
Bay.
is it a coin flip?
It's a coin
Figure it
flip.
out?
And the guy
It's
goes
a
a coin
coin flip.
I have the coin. I'm not going to record it, so everyone at home is going to have to trust me.
What is it?
Insert
Heads.
coin flip here.
Just do heads for Bucks, tails for Commanders.
Yep.
Okay.
It's heads.
Okay. And that's
Okay.
the Bucks. Okay.
Go.
So this game's
Because
going to
I
go
think-
to overtime here.
understand.
This is what we're saying.
I think it could legitimately go either way. I mean, you know, I love Baker Mayfield. I've been great seeing him succeed. And as a current Florida boy, it would be cool to see the Bucks do well.
So, finish off the AFC, we have the Chargers at the Texans. I don't trust the Texans right now.
I was about to say, I think I strongly agree. I love
In the
CJ
words of the
Stroud.
great Arnold Schwarzenegger, go Chargers, go.
Yeah, I mean, look, I think Justin
Shout out
Herbert
to
has
Jim
as much
Harbaugh.
potential to choke, just like, our main man, Philip Rivers.
Well, but if we're going to talk about playoff chokes, we cannot forget about the world famous Jacksonville comeback a few years ago.
That's true.
I
On
think-
this chart, now granted, Harbaugh wasn't the coach at the time, but Herbert was still the quarterback. A lot of the guys that were on that team are still on this team.
I
So
think
let's hope they don't get into their own heads about this.
But I do
Assuming they
think-
get a big lead.
I think the Chargers are. I mean, they're playing some of their best ball this season. I don't think the Texans are going to be able to stop them.
I'm blanking on the quarterback's name
Ooh, CJ
CJ
Stroud.
Stroud?
right now.
CJ
Thank you,
Stroud?
CJ Stroud. I
Yeah.
feel like he's having a little sophomore slump. He lost his number one wide receiver this year.
He doesn't really have an
Just
O
recently,
line.
so I don't think they're going to that top tier team that they were last year that blew this away the league. I think the Chargers ball right here. They're going to go play divisional rivals. Play the Chiefs in divisional.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like we all pretty much agree.
Yep. No, I'm moving them up here.
They're a good team. The Chargers are legitimately a good team right now.
Next, we have Vikings.
And the Rams.
Yeah, the Vikings.
Were you saying, Xavier, that you were eyeing this as a potential
Yeah.
upset?
I think
I
I
strongly
think the
agree with
Rams
you.
are pretty good. I think the Rams are pretty they're not amazing.
No, but
They haven't been able to get everything together all season. But
Stafford.
Stafford can
Like-
do it. He can sling it. Are Nakua and Cup both healthy?
Yeah.
They are both
Yeah.
healthy right now.
Yeah, they got
Um,
them. Their
they
defense
also-
is. They have who do they have on? It was Jared Verse, right? That's the guy they drafted last year.
Yeah.
About to say,
Yeah,
I think it was
you'll lose me.
Yes.
He's a beast. Their defense is, it's solid. It's good enough to win, right? I don't
Yeah,
know, man.
they're not having a full star studded, but they're kind of well rounded everywhere.
And it's
Yeah.
one of those things where like this is kind of what the Vikings do when they have good regular seasons is they just completely blow it in the playoffs. And
Hey,
honestly, until they can prove that that they can actually do it in the playoffs, I gotta pick the Rams,
yeah.
bro.
And hey, who was one of the few teams that gave the Vikings their losses? One of their losses this season? It was the Rams.
It was the Rams.
It was literally just the Rams and the Lions, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's literally it. It's just the Vikings only lost to 2 teams this season.
Well then,
So
I
yeah.
see Dominic was not looking at this. He
Yeah.
thought the upset meant the
Did
lowest
you think
seed, but
were you gonna say the Vikings?
yeah,
it is point out bias right
Here's
there.
here's the
Yeah.
thing, I will say 100%. I mean, I don't know if I should say, I mean, is it okay for me to say I mean, obviously we're predicting. Is it okay for me to say what, like, the sort of matchup that I'm truly hoping for the Super Bowl?
Let's
Are we
hear it.
digging both LA teams?
Well, no, I ain't thinking that. Absolutely not. No. Neither LA team, is what I want. Um, well, I mean, we're gonna get there, and obviously, I feel like what we feel is gonna get there. I know, Dominic, deep
I
down what I want for the
I'm
Super Bowl.
I'm kind
Um,
of trying to get the two, but I have an idea that I'm excited to
um,
play with.
I
but
don't already have this
if
kind of hush hush
if
until we get to the Super Bowl matchup.
yeah, but if the one NFC, you know which NFC team I want to make it.
Oh yes,
That you know for 100%. If it wasn't them, I absolutely would want the Vikings. Like true, like I would want to see the Vikings make it.
we shall see.
Yeah.
Well, let's go back to the AFC in the divisional round matchup between the Ravens and the Bills. This is gonna be tough.
This is tough.
This is the 2 MVP candidates right here.
Yeah.
I feel like Josh Allen chokes here, and it's Ravens' ball.
I don't think so. I think the Bills have choked enough. I think Josh Allen is. I think this is the season, man. I think Josh Allen is committed. I don't think Lamar. I on the other hand, I don't. I think Lamar is still not there. I don't think he's in a position yet to make it all the way.
I disagree. Actually, I think this is probably his best opportunity to go to the Super Bowl. You finally have, like, nothing against J.K. Dobbins, but you finally have a grade A tier 1 running back in Derrick Henry. You have receivers that we know can get the job done. A tight end that you can trust most. Yeah, you can. Yeah, a tight end you can trust, and a defense that, well,
The defense can be there.
yeah, the defense, they can do things.
Uh,
But I also don't think their defense is so bad that they cannot win. They cannot make plays necessary to win the game. Because you don't need to be a great defense, a big, strong defense, if you can get turnovers.
that's fair. I don't know. I just, you know, can't ignore the fact that Bills have home field advantage in this situation.
True.
You know, and that Bills Mafia, we all know.
Mhm.
Um,
They
I
do be shoveling that snow.
I think the Bills are, yeah, and I mean, yeah, it very likely. Who knows? It could be
Well,
completely
Baltimore
snowed.
snows
It
too,
could be
so it's
snowed out.
not going to be a big advantage to Buffalo.
No, it wouldn't. I mean, the Ravens, yeah, the Ravens deal with snow. I mean, not the level of snow that like the Buffalo deals with sometimes, but I mean, who knows? There's no guarantee. It might not be like it might not even be snowing at the time, like actively snowing. But I don't know. I think the Bills. I think they've unfortunately lost in really bad situations so often. I think this Bills team is ready to do it.
So we have 2 votes for the Ravens.
Yeah,
And
comes down to your vote.
I'm going with the Bills.
Hell yeah!
We flipping a coin.
Coin flip, coin.
Another coin flip.
Heads
So
for Ravens, tails for Bills.
Ravens tails.
Other way around. Heads Ravens, tails Bills.
They're doing heads. Okay,
It is heads.
go.
Ravens
Alright.
move on.
All right. Moving on to our first NFC divisional round. Bucks versus
What?
Eagles.
Hold on. Just move
So in
this.
this theoretical matchup, I think a lot of points are scored, and I think the Eagles win.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah, I'm in the same boat.
Well, you guys
I don't think
discuss.
the
I'm
Bucs.
gonna try to fix this. Give me a. You guys discuss. I'm gonna work on this.
I don't
Oh, I
really.
think
Yeah,
it's
I think the
not.
Eagles. I think yeah. I don't.
Yeah,
A lot less discussion for this one. I think. I mean the Bucks. I just don't see the Bucks being able to win in that situation against the Eagles.
I see a lot of potential in Baker Mayfield and Mike Evans. But Eagles are very kind of everywhere. They have a well-rounded offense. The defense is relatively good. Eagles have been around. They've gone to the Super Bowl already, so they're already a deep playoff run kind of team. So they know how to win out there. It's Eagles ball.
I think the Buccaneers are gonna go on a magical run. Like I feel like this is Baker's year.
I think.
I think we're 3-1.
Yeah, Xavier, you said you think the Eagles.
Yes.
Wait, no, but you said
So-
earlier you thought the Bucks could do it.
Now listen. I did say that. That being said, unfortunately, they had to play the Eagles.
Hey, join me. We can flip a
Like, don't get me
coin.
wrong. Don't get me wrong. Everything I said before, I stand by. I do think the Buccaneers have one of the best, most fun to watch offenses in the NFL. But the Eagles are just a buzzsaw. To me, the Buccaneers were never going to go to the Super Bowl. That's why I said to the NFC Championship game.
Okay. Okay.
But
Okay.
if they end up playing the Eagles, I don't even think they do that. So
You just here.
All right. I think that was like a minute. So let's move on to Chargers of the Chiefs. I'm going to be the upset right here. I think Chargers win. I think Chiefs Black Magic wears off after 2 weeks of
I've
rest.
said it once. I'll say it again. Go Chargers, go.
I don't feel like the
Non-biased.
Chargers are the. I'm not saying the Chargers are the best team or like hate on the Chiefs, but I think the Chargers somehow pull off a victory in Harbaugh's first season, and we're gonna have another Harbaugh boy in the AFC Championship.
So let's be real here, guys. We're not saying this because we actually think the Chargers will win, although we hope they do.
Yes.
This is definitely a more emotional pick, I think. But realistically speaking, I think if Kansas City were to lose in the playoffs, I feel like this is the year it happens. Pre-Super
And
Bowl. I
yeah,
feel like this
I
is the
think
year it happens, and I think it would be kind of nice and poetic if they lost to a division rival. No bias, by the way.
the Chargers have seen them enough over the past few years that having them face off in the playoffs. Again, I'm not trying to say Chiefs hating. Chiefs have always gone to the Super Bowl. I know they're like the favorite to go three-peat. But I think this season they've had very close calls, and one of them being against the Chargers. I think Chargers kind of know how to game plan against them and pull up an upset. It's gonna be a close game. I feel like it's gonna come down to a last-second field goal, but I think it's gonna be Chargers ball.
I wholeheartedly agree, but I also want to hear the biasy from Kyle.
I've seen the Raiders get their ass handed too much to go against the Chiefs. The Chargers are a good. The Chargers are a good team, but I just don't think the Chargers have shown enough when it comes to their matchups against the Chiefs that
Yeah.
they yet have what it takes to take out the Chiefs. And it's
Plus,
still
if you wanna
and
go back-
ultimately it's just the Chiefs. Like I just can't. I just don't see the Chiefs losing before the championship game. Like I just it's still Patrick Mahomes and it's in Kansas City and I just don't think the Chargers yet. I would love to imagine, I hope and pray that next season's different. Well, I hope it's different for the Raiders, but um, I don't think that yet the Chargers have the capability to win a game like that against the Chiefs in Chiefs home territory.
I kind of agree that, even though I do agree with Kris what you said with the Chargers, that this could be it for them, and like Xavier with the poeticness of it. The Chiefs have showed me this year that as bad as they can play, they somehow win. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
see if the coin agrees with that. So I'm gonna do heads Chargers, tails Kansas City.
I'm just
It's
saying,
like coin
if
flip.
Kansas City was to lose early in the playoffs, any year, this would be the year.
Well, it was tails, so
Yeah.
just like this
Even
season.
the coin flip.
Even the coin flip has dark magic for the Chiefs.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I think if there was a year that the Chiefs could lose before the AFC Championship, I definitely think this is the year. Whether it be realistically, whether it be against the Chargers, whether it be against the Texans.
My only thing is the Chiefs' defense is actually super good now.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to go against the Chiefs. As much as it kills me inside,
Well, let's worry about that later and jump to the
yeah.
NFC final divisional game between the Rams and the Lions, a repeat of the wild card series last year. Or
Series?
game.
And this is a Matthew Stafford coming home party.
Again.
I think
Yeah.
Stafford shows up this year.
Chris, is this bias he's showing?
No.
Okay.
I know the Lions are very good. I think it's going to be a good game, but I think Matthew Stafford, after losing twice at Ford Theater against his former team, I think this is his time to actually show up. And he pull up the upset.
I think the Lions are too good to let that happen.
I mean, the first game of the season went down to overtime against this team, and the Rams were projected to be a sub 500 team at that time.
And yet, I still think the Lions are too good to let that happen again.
You know me, baby.
Is this 49 bias again?
My blood
let's
bleeds.
say
My blood
that as
bleeds
a
blue
yes.
this year.
Okay,
Let's
they're
not
both
find out
blue.
biasy and more of I just want to show this to my coworker. Biasy.
Wait, was
I think this Lions team's they're on a roll. I think they just destroyed the Vikings. They're coming off of that that huge win. I mean, undefeated on the road. That huge win at Levi's. I don't think the Rams are going to
I feel
stop
like
them.
the injury bug catches up to them. They did lose 22 players to IR,
and yet
this year.
they still have continued.
They gained back a couple of players. They're going to get
I think
more.
that injury bug does come back, and it shows that they don't have their number ones and number twos right now.
Well, let's see what Xavier has to say, because he could tie it up.
I feel like it's important to also state the fact that we look obviously we're talking about the Bucks and we're talking about their division. The NFC West also was not great this season.
No, it was not.
It was bad. The Rams, just in general, the Rams competition was not huge this season. But the Lions, I mean, let's be real, the Lions, they played how many amazing teams this season? I say Lions. So it comes down to Xavier.
Okay. So in this theoretical matchup, considering what history has told me about both teams, players on both teams and whatnot, as much as I hate to say it as a fellow cat bro, I think the Rams win.
Well, time for the coin.
Because I think the Lions will do what they always do and lion their way right out of the playoff.
Oof. Well, let's see if the coin agrees. Heads for Rams, tails for Lions. It is heads.
It had to be done.
The coin knows.
It had to be done.
The coin don't know shit.
Let
Coin don't know shit,
let me fix this. You guys want to talk about the other games?
huh?
You guys want to talk about the AFC
Alright.
Championship game while I work on this?
Yeah, AFC Championship. I think we've seen this before. Ravens versus Chiefs.
Okay.
I think, as I said, Chiefs have been lucky this whole season. I think Baltimore's the better team. Going with Baltimore. If they, as David said earlier, if they can run the ball with King Henry, Lamar Jackson, he has trusted wide receivers. The defense steps up this game. I think they're a very good team to play and go to the Super Bowl this year.
So I agree. I do think that again, if there's any year the Chiefs do actually lose in the playoffs, at least pre-Super Bowl, this is the year. I think
There we go.
Lamar Jackson has everything
Hey.
that he needs to win this game. They have a very, very reliable run game. They have receivers that can get the job done, right? Zay Flowers, really good talent. Their defense isn't great, but I feel it's good enough to get the job done. It can bend just enough before they actually snap. I think that I think the Chiefs, obviously, I think it's a close game. The Ravens were literal baby toes away from winning the game in week 1, and I think that they will actually pull it off this time and win in just as exciting fashion. Sorry, I was a bit long-winded there.
No, you took the words right out of my mouth. It's one of those things where, like you said, the defense will bend and not really break, especially what we've seen in week 1, but also from the Chiefs' offense this year, though they could turn it up probably in the playoffs, but I'm going based off the regular season. And if the Ravens run the ball more than passing, I think they'll win.
So, okay. I think there's an age-old saying, the hottest team is the one that wins the championship. That's why the Giants did it twice. The Ravens have come into the playoffs absolutely on fire. And I think they actually do it this year. I really do.
Well, I also saw this thing on while watching the Ravens game last Saturday, was a poster that said that they won in 2000. 12 years later, they won it in 2012. Now it's 12 years later again in the 2024 season.
All right.
So we'll see if that's the thing. I mean, I don't know. Do you want your franchise to win every 12 years?
I mean, that means
Oh.
I would technically be alive for all of them at this point. So, I mean, I wouldn't mind.
I mean, winning every 12 years is better than never winning anything else.
That's true.
Exactly.
That's true. Okay.
Hey, for Cowboys fans, never bored and saw them make it to a conference championship.
That's true.
Very unfortunate.
Chris and Kyle, your thoughts on the AFC Championship game we have here?
I think
I
didn't
went
Chris already
first.
say it? I must say, yeah, Chris already said the Ravens.
Oh, did he?
Sorry, yeah, I mean, at this point, it's already three
Okay.
votes for the Ravens.
I didn't hear Chris at all. I'm sorry, Chris.
Kyle, who you going with?
I mean, I feel like it could go either way. I feel like I would probably, again, I feel like it kind of comes off of just being beaten down so many times. You know, it's hard for me to not root against the Chiefs. I can root against the Chiefs. It's hard for me to pick against the Chiefs. I feel like the Chiefs are. I don't think
Looks bad.
that I don't know. I'd probably pick the Chiefs. Doesn't matter. You guys 3-0 or 3-1. So
There we go.
Bro just already decided that the Ravens won.
Hold on. No, we haven't gotten that far yet. We just erased that beak. There we go. Okay, let's see.
So, congratulations, Ravens, for winning the Super Bowl.
Oops.
So what I can really quickly say, going back to what I was saying earlier, because at this point, every pick that I said was different. Obviously, my Super Bowl hope is the Bills and the Lions. That is what I want. That is deep down what I want.
Oh, that would be.
That's what America
one.
wants.
That'd be absolutely phenomenal. But I also agree with a lot of people say if it was not the Bills and the Lions, I would also love to see the Bills and the Vikings because that would be really cool, as a lot of people have said, to see two teams facing off that are literally both 0-4 in the Super Bowl.
There's gonna be a lot of missed field goals.
And in either situation, whether it's the Bills and the Lions or the Bills and Vikings, you have 2 teams that have never won a Super Bowl. You're guaranteed to get a new team to win a Super Bowl.
Well, instead we have the.
Instead, we now have this situation where whoever wins has already won a Super Bowl. Not only has already won a Super Bowl, I mean, obviously it's been a while.
Won
since
multiple
the
Super
Ravens.
Bowls.
Yeah, well, yeah, I was like, I mean, the Ravens it's been a while, but the other 3 teams have literally won Super Bowls in the last
5
5
years.
years.
I mean, at least the last decade.
Yeah.
Uh,
So Eagles or Rams, everybody.
I think Eagles are the most
I
relevant
don't,
team.
I don't have anything to say
Eagles
more than I
pretty
think the
strong.
Eagles win this season. This.
Yeah.
Eagles,
Yeah.
take it home.
I don't think the Rams are the team that would beat the Eagles.
No, I think they got hot, but then
Um,
they just that's it.
The 2 teams that I think truly have the ability to beat the Eagles are gone in this point in our prediction. So
Hold on. I got this.
man.
I got this.
All right. Now we're heading over to New Orleans, Louisiana.
Oh, yeah.
Hold
The
on.
kings of the NFC, the Eagles.
Hold on. Let me clean this up. One more thing I gotta do. There's one more thing I gotta do. I gotta change this A to the L for the loss that they just got. All right, Super Bowl. Ravens. That's an Eagle. Who do we got?
Now see this right here? This is my kind of football game.
Good
Birds.
matchup.
A lot of running. Defenses are going to have to step up.
Yo, Henry versus Saquon. That's a matchup.
Yeah.
Lamar Jackson versus Jalen Hurts is good too.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's just, I mean, I feel like for this game, it's a matter of which defense is going to kneel first. Like, which defense is going to really, truly yield before the other one
True.
does. Because I feel like the first defense to yield, that's the team that loses the game.
And who do you and for you, what do you think? Which defense do you think yields first? I have who I think.
I think the Ravens defense buckles first.
I absolutely agree. I think so.
I had the Eagles.
I also had the
I think-
Eagles.
As much as I love the Baltimore Ravens, they've always been
Yeah.
a top 3 team for me in the NFL. But I think
Wait, I forgot to ask. Is
Huh?
Hurts playing? Or is it Pickett?
oh, that's true.
Wait, is Hurts injured?
Yeah,
would
he's been in
assume-
concussion
I would
protocol.
assume at this point that if he can play, he will play.
Or just like
Assuming they
the
make
other
the Super
Eagle
Bowl.
Super Bowl.
Man, that I think
Kenny
we're gonna be
Pickett
shocked
leads
now.
it. No, Kenny
No,
Pickett leads the
it
team.
says here that the Eagles waived. Well, it says that there's a good sign for Jalen Hurts.
Okay.
Yeah, I think if he can play, if there's any ability for him to play, he's playing.
Okay, cool. So I guess we're flipping a coin. I'm gonna do best 2 out of 3 since this is the Super Bowl. Heads
Alright,
for
fair.
Ravens, tails for the Eagles.
As I flipped, I'm gonna go with my reason why I picked the Ravens. I think Eagles, they've had some issues internally this season, as we saw on the sidelines with Nick Sirianni and his players. I feel like there's some type of coaching meltdown during the Super Bowl where I think the Ravens have a really good coaching scheme with John Harbaugh. He's been coaching that team for a long time. And I kind of like Dominic's little 12-year plan. I think Ravens win every 12 years. So we'll see you guys again in 2036.
Well, the Ravens
Yeah.
won the first coin flip, so I'm flipping it again. I lost it. I lost the coin. Hold on. Someone speak.
Ow.
All right. How many coin flips have you got?
This man lost his coin.
Yeah, I have no idea where the coin went. Someone else is gonna have to flip, or we just give it to the Ravens.
All right, I mean, why don't you just use? Why
Don't we have
don't you
other
just use
coins?
Google?
Yeah.
Just
Why
coin flip on
technology?
Google.
Can't you pull up a coin flipping thing on the internet?
Yeah, you just type in "flip a coin" on
It's
Google.
flipping right now. It's heads. Ravens won.
Hey,
Congratulations, Ravens. Confetti everywhere.
Woo! Woo!
Go Baltimore.
I have to find my coin.
All right, now that our prediction here, what was your guys' first prediction at the beginning of the series? Kyle, you said Buffalo versus Lions, correct?
Oh yeah, that's entire since the start of this season. That's been my hope, and it's continued to be my. I mean, the Bills. They were. I mean, not counting the Broncos because obviously that doesn't count. The Bills were the one team that
Now,
uh, the Bills were the one team that clearly showed that they were fully capable of beating the Chiefs this season. Um, and then the Lions are just special this season. I don't they you know they're I don't feel like there's any other way you could describe it. There's just something about that team, and like the way that they just beat the Vikings continues to show it. And yeah, as you said, obviously, that's been the consistent thing that people have said is like, oh, the injury bug. But literally, it hasn't like their offense has just been so good. I feel like this season is going to be that first season where like everyone always says defenses win championships. I feel like the Lions potentially could literally be like, nah,
I'm gonna do
their
my
offense
own
is just
thing.
gonna go, nah, we'll do it ourselves, and they'll just win.
Xavier, what was your early prediction for Super Bowl?
the Super Bowl I wanted
Yeah.
was God, I know Detroit, probably Detroit and Baltimore, honestly.
That would
It's
also
like
be
I'd love
really
to
good.
watch that. I would love to watch that Super Bowl, but I'd hate to see one of the teams lose.
But you'd be happy no matter what.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I feel with the Bills. I mean, I'd be sad for the Lions to see the Bills win, but I'd still be happy to see Josh Allen win a Super
They
Bowl.
get 2 rings this year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, for my other prediction, I think Buffalo. I just don't know who my NFC team. Lions are probably the heavy favorites, but surprisingly, I think a vanity to get hot would have been like Commanders.
Man, yeah, I think I mean, I would absolutely say. I mean, I think it'd be interesting. I think the Commanders definitely. I think Jaden Daniels is
I
he's got a
think if they
shot,
win
man.
against this, I
I
think they
think
have the chance to beat the other teams.
I think truly, if there's one rookie this season that has a shot to do something big, it's Jaden Daniels. Like, obviously, Bo
Mm-hmm.
Nix has been good. I just don't think Bo Nix is going to be able to beat the Bills. I just,
No,
maybe
So
we'll be surprised.
for my
But
pick, I agree with Kyle about the Lions and the Bills, but like if I didn't worry about that, I would pick Broncos and Commanders because I think that would just be stupid fun.
The chaotic Super Bowl.
oh my
Yes.
god, that would be like most fun. Like 2 rookie quarterbacks.
see, if we're going super crazy, I'd probably say the Texans and Commanders. That's what I'd want. I don't want the
Mm.
Broncos. I don't want any AFC West team making it.
Crazy one for
I
me
would
would
love to
be
see the Chargers
Steelers
beat
Green
the
Bay.
Super Bowl,
I was
though.
going to say or Steelers Commanders. To see Russ make it back to prove that he's not like that his career is not like fully over.
Watch
He's
the
still able to do it.
AFC Championship be Steelers Broncos.
God, could that even
Oh,
happen?
God.
Winner of the trade.
Could that happen? Oh, that could happen. Yeah,
It could.
yeah. It could absolutely.
Yeah, winner of the
Wait,
Russ trade.
because
Because the Broncos
yeah.
would go to the
Wait.
Chiefs and the Steelers would play probably
Yeah, no matter what. Yeah, no matter what, the Broncos go to the Chiefs. That's right. Okay.
Yeah. So they don't be Broncos at Steelers.
God, please don't let the see. And that's the thing. That's the worst possible outcome if the Broncos beat the Bills, and then it has to be the Broncos and the Chiefs. Because I just again ignoring the game that just happened because that wasn't a real game. They completely rested their team. I just don't see the Broncos beating an actual like fully playing Chiefs team in Kansas
No.
City in the
Fair.
divisional round.
Fair.
But if
I mean,
they do, though,
I mean, I'd be ecstatic. I mean, obviously, I'd be rooting for the Broncos. That is the literal only situation I would root for the Broncos, is if they played the Chiefs. That is it. I mean, this matchup that has been predicted, I'd be happy with it. I mean, it's not my preferred matchup, but I mean, if the Bills can't do it, I do wanna see Lamar do it.
Yeah, I agree.
Well,
Um,
I think this is going to be
I
a
would love
fun playoffs no matter what.
Yeah,
yeah,
absolutely.
as long as the Chiefs lose, it's a fun playoff.
Well, you heard it here first. This is
This is
this is how the playoffs are going to go down. Here
well, don't
on
say that.
Bare Minimum Sports. This is how it could go down.
There you go.
Thank you, buddy, so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe to all that fancy stuff. And we'll see you in the next Bare Minimum Sports video. But till next time, bye-bye.
Brian
Bye-bye.
Thomas Jr. got robbed.
What?
You heard me.